brings the ball up once again.
Alec Burks guarding him from the start. Wiggins again. Here's Curry for the record. It's good! And there it is! Stephen Curry!
In this moment, Stephen Curry proceeded to break the record for all-time three-pointers made, validating himself as the greatest shooter in NBA history. He did this in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of basketball. We all know Stephen Curry is one of the greatest players in the NBA today, and he is one of the best to ever play in the point guard position, if not the best. But he was not always the greatest, and this was not the first time he shocked the world in Madison Square Garden. For this story to be told, we must go way back, before the championships, before the MVPs, before he was even a superstar.
The 7th pick in the 2009 NBA Draft, Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
Stephen Curry was drafted by the Golden State Warriors with the 7th pick, and he was heavily betted against from scouts. But there was optimism, as when he was in college, he won on that legendary one with Davidson during the March Madness tournament in his sophomore year. Curry would have a solid rookie year and would show the league that he could shoot the lights out from anywhere beyond the three-point line. He was also a pretty decent finisher and a great ball handler as well. He may not have won Rookie of the Year, but he did grab a lot of people's attention. His second year was proven to be even more apparent that he was on the rise and he was playing again at a consistent level, and he had very high potential. But that is when everything went wrong for Curry, as his health would become detrimental for his career.
He went straight down and never moved.
Oh, man. They're falling, and tonight in the first half, the Kings shooting 50.
My word, he just got caught on his toe.
Ankle injuries were becoming the norm for Stephen Curry, and he was at the point where he would have to sit out for the rest of the 2012 season. And there was talks about him potentially being traded. And while he was a really good guard for them, he was also becoming a very injury-prone player, and the Warriors definitely had to make a decision. Especially because their shooting guard, Monta Ellis, was also great for the Warriors, and he was there longer than Curry, and Monta definitely had more time to develop. So the Warriors had a really huge decision. Should they keep Monta Ellis, or should they take a chance and bet on Curry?
And he talked about the trade and moving away from Golden State and heading east to the Bucks.
I had some great years here. I had some bad ones. Thankful that I had the opportunity to do what I do for the 7 years I was here. It's going in another direction, and it was great to me, so I feel good.
The Warriors would stick with Stephen Curry and take their biggest gamble, and initially it did not sit well with fans, but Joe Lacob promised that big things were coming in the future for that franchise.
Sometimes change is inevitable, and it's going to work out just fine. This thing is going in the right way. I've got great confidence in Joe, and everything will work out just fine.
This is a man that I've spent some time talking to. He is going to change this franchise.
Steph in his 4th year was mostly healthy, and he was having a better year and possibly the best year of his career at this point. He was playing like a borderline all-star, but yet again, no one was really taking notice. He was known as a point guard who could shoot and had ankle injuries. Then came February 27, 2013. It was a matchup against the New York Knicks. And at this time, the Warriors were just hanging in the Western Conference. They weren't this dominant team that we all knew them to be years later. They still had a young Klay Thompson, a young Draymond Green. They had Jarrett Jack. They had David Lee. They had a whole bunch of players that were not on the team when they were dominating in the league years later. And Stephen Curry was still coming into his own as a point guard. And with no one really knowing, a star was born that night.
He's very deferential, likes to pass. Gasol's there, as you mentioned. Their parents used to work at the
Sense that young guy is coming back.
Quick shot by Curry. On 14 of the last 16, make for 3.
Stat just too accomplished.
Easy money for.
Better look out. That guy is hot.
Curry for 3. 2-on-1 back the other way. Curry, why not for 3? Bingo!
That's
got enough room. Again, butter! Steph Curry with 54 points, tops in the NBA this season.
Stephen Curry would proceed to drop 54 points against the New York Knicks. That was his career high at the time, and that was truly when he became Stephen Curry. He seemed to be really confident in his ability and was shooting with so much swagger and finesse.
I seen it coming. I'm like, the confidence is changing. Gee, he going back to Davidson on us. I really felt like in my heart, like we are birthing an animal, bro. Yeah. After that game, bro, he got very disrespectful.
Yeah, he took off.
He got disrespectful. He started trying shit. He started shooting it from 40.
Other than that.
Start turning around when he shot. I'm like, you Gilbert Arenas now?
Yeah.
You Gilbert? Jesus Christ.
That game was crazy that while the Warriors lost, the highlight of that night was Steph and Curry. The Knicks won, and that was at the time when the Knicks were a really good team and it had prime Melo, and they were still talking about Steph and Curry because no one saw that coming. And all of this could have easily been taken away if Curry was not traded instead of Monta Ellis. We maybe would not have never even gotten this moment. But the Warriors took a chance and they definitely made their right decision. Ever since that game, his name has been heard throughout the entire league. He competed with the greats and was able to achieve so much. He became feared by many when he stepped past that half-court line, and he became the player that we all know today.